We love music here on 207 and the stories of people who make music. Some of those folks are trying to break into the business. Others have been working at it for years.
Tonight, we're introducing you to one of Maine's top jazz musicians who has played with some of the greats in that genre and has done most of it from right here in Maine. 207's Don Kerrigan is here with more. Hey, Don.
Hey, Sam and Rob. I've known Brian Nadeau for many years. I even used to work with his mom back in the day. Brian is one of Maine's very best trumpet players, and for 40 years he's been playing that jazz and big band music as a career. Now he's working to keep that music alive.
Together. A good big band is a band of precision where everybody lands at the exact same time. Good.
Orono's high school jazz band is getting a tune-up.
Yeah.
From a guy who knows a few things.
Yeah, man, that's it.
Brian Nadeau has made a career from this music.
Hey, look over here, everyone. We got your music. It's Brian Nadeau and the Nite Show Band.
And for the past decade or more, Maine audiences have heard Brian as director of the band for the Nite Show with Dan Cashman, playing the music he has loved and played nearly his whole life.
You know, the good thing about my life as a musician, I had some of the most glorious years when they were still around, being able to play that old stuff.
The classic big band, jazz, and even Dixieland tunes just made for a kid who was born to the trumpet. Brian's father was a professional trumpet player in some of those old bands, and Brian says he began playing with the horn at age 3.
Because at 3 years old, I'd take it, I'd honk around, I'd go across the house.
You could make a blat out of it at 3.
Hey, absolutely. And it was literally a blat.
At 6, he had a teacher, and a year later...
Then at age 7, I started soloing with his band about a year into lessons.
So were you a trumpet prodigy?
Perhaps. I guess you could call it that, yeah. I was definitely into it. And, you know, I'm very careful to say that I was a freakishly good talent, because I'm not. I consider myself, you know, I'm a good trumpet player. I'm a good middle-of-the-road trumpet player when you compare me to big names like Doc Severinsen and, you know, the greats of the world.
Good enough that at age 18, he was hired by a band in Boston.
40, 50 years ago, Brian got his lucky break in Boston. I was working 6 nights a week. And when I came home, I was working almost every weekend, because back then, there was a future in it.
Brian joined and now directs the Al Corey Band, which is still around, but admits that the music he has learned and loved is now rarely wanted.
If you do a wedding reception, you may get a call to put together a small jazz combo for cocktail hour. The funny thing of it is, we play that cocktail hour and they love us. But after that, a DJ takes over and you'd swear, how did we ever land this gig?
This is actually a job fair.
So when Dan Cashman needed a band for his show, Brian was ready.
Danny, first of all, is a musician himself. When you work for a musician, boy, does that make life easier.
They are so good. They are so good. I put them up against any other late night band.
The Nite Show's creator loves it too.
Everything from every little detail that Brian looks out for to the masterful performing from him and everybody else in that band. And I firmly believe that the show would not have had the success that it's had if not for Brian Nadeau and the Nite Show Band.
Brian and this band do perform in some other places, and with the Nite Show going off the air this year, they may play out, as he calls it, more often. Brian gives some lessons, but his primary day job is providing and servicing band instruments for schools around the state. All those cases in the background, they're instruments waiting for repairs.
Wrap yourself around the memories of yesteryear. You're listening to Nice and Easy, Internet Radio.
He also started an internet radio station, playing that old, easy listening music. But this music that has filled his life isn't popular nowadays. He says nightclubs, hotels, and other venues don't want live music anymore or don't want to pay for it.
That's what's unfortunately falling by the wayside. And it's too bad because there is still an audience that still loves a big band when they hear it, 15, 16-piece big band. They don't know what it is till they get on site and hear it and they're like, oh, wow. And I love that because when that happens, the magic, it tells you the magic is still there. It still works.
It's one more reason Brian likes coaching young players, hoping to kindle a love for the music and for playing it that will catch fire. For this music and the joy it brings that he says are just too good to lose.
Oh, I love it. You are great. I want to hire you on the road. Good job, brother. Doesn't that feel
It
good?
is such great music. Brian says when he plays, the trumpet and the music become part of his heart and soul. And he loves it so much, he's just formed yet another big band made up largely of former students who came to him and said, we want a chance to play, which is really cool. And for the Nite Show band, I have a modest proposal. They are great. The show's ending late in the spring. We need to bring that band here to play. There you go. There's a challenge, guys.
There's a challenge.
It'd be a fun time.
It's actually, the wheels are turning here, and I can tell that hers are too.
Yep.
Yeah.
The energy that they bring, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Don.
Are you going to help pay the bill?
Am I what?
Are you going to help pay the bill?
Modestly.
There
You know
we
where I
go.
work.
Yeah. Thank you, Don.